The reason we made this video and picture slideshow for you today is to show you the other side. The activists will tell you dogs come from filthy conditions where they overcrowd and overbreed their dogs, but as shown by this video, that could not be further from the truth. We have personally visited our breeders. We know exactly what the parents look like. We know exactly what conditions the dogs are bred and what world they're brought into. And we will continue to stand behind our breeders, our business, as we love what we do, our breeders love what we do, and there is a need for well-bred puppies to come into pet stores. We're about to show the other side that you never knew.
This is a Flying Diamond, my dad's Shadow, our first homebred AKC champion, shown by Sue O'Farrell. We won this summer. He won it in August and at 15 months, and we're very, very proud of him and to get our first homebred AKC champion in 2007, the spring of 2007, in the December of 2006, at the Show of Champions that APR put on. That's where you have to take a champion dog. You have to have championed the dog, and you show for top dog. Columbus, his name was Angazi Uramu from Russia. He was imported. He won it in 2006, which is this trophy here, or excuse me, that trophy, and then he also won his par excellence that following spring. Rosie's right here. Rosie won it in 2007, but 2 years in a row we won the Distinguished Trophy Award, and which has never been done in APRI, and I'm the only one that's done it. Wow. Flying Diamond Kennel. So we're very proud of that accomplishment.
We're proud of what we do here, and we're glad you can take this time to look at us. This is Annie. Annie is a Chihuahua that I'm getting ready to retire for a pet. Annie will have the opportunity to go to a home. We will potty train her, socialize her, and start interviewing. She's a good little dog. She's been good to us here. Yeah, we love you, Annie. In the beginning, I sold to just individuals, but that is so time consuming with customer service, the interviewing process. I'm in central Missouri. I'm not very well located for people to come in, although my facility is always open to tour. It's hard for people to get here. I chose to sell to pet stores. There is a need for good breeders to place good quality puppies in pet stores, and there are always those individuals that choose to go to that store frontage to buy a puppy because they can't get to the country to pick out a puppy. So we chose to go in the dog business. We wanted to do it large enough to replace my manufacturing income, but stay small enough that each dog would know its own name, that I could handle each dog every day and be successful. We've been licensed now for about 7 or 8 years, and in the industry altogether about 17. Dogs are only kept in cages here during the whelping period. That's females and puppies up to 8 weeks old. Everybody else is on the ground with access to inside and outside at all times. All buildings are heated and cooled and climate controlled. Everything is cleaned at least once a day and sometimes twice a day. So So one thing we do here is we try to educate about these breeding females. You have to show some patience with them. The potty training period may go a little bit longer, and we're very adamant in our interviewing process to make certain the dog is free to them, but these 3 different veterinarians that we use, we make them purchase a spay or neuter ticket, and then they take that female then to the veterinarian of their choice out of the 3 and have the female spayed and neutered before she actually goes to their home for full time. What bothers me the most in the pet industry right now is the term puppy mill. And I think that there are those places that do exist, and I think they're sad and they're devastating to our industry, both for the pet stores and for the breeders. I've got a nice facility here. Now, are you going to walk down here where the dogs are and see a little dog poop? You sure will, because I've got good healthy dogs that eat at will, and they make little poos, and I clean it up often. Are you going to see some wire? Yes, you will, because USDA and state of Missouri requires that I contain dogs to keep them safe. But look around. My dogs go inside and outside at will. Each run has 4 little dogs in it. These dogs aren't chained, they aren't starved. Look around and learn the difference between a good breeder and a bad breeder, because for every one bad, I'll bet you'll find 10 good ones.
Hold on. Ruth actually allowed us to film her feet or legs, because, and I promised her I'm not going to put her in the camera, which I am intending on doing.
Thank you.
And very kind lady, very soft spoken. But, you know, not everybody is camera happy, which is totally understandable. Well, here we are at Ruth Geezer's place in Eldorado Springs, Missouri. This is the puppies that she has. These are actually all of them. Very small kennel. And we love to work with her when she has puppies. And this is my daughter with the puppies. And enjoying. All the puppies, as you can see, are very well humanized, since this is the first time we've seen them. And they have no problem with human contact or affection. Contrary to what all the animal rights groups trying to say, that all the dogs do not have any interaction with anything. Well, first-hand proof about their word about this.
This is a little beaver terrier. It's essentially like a tricolor Yorkie, but different. Very cute. Yeah, see, everybody here is running around, plenty of space, not in any cramped conditions, as you may have heard also. Everyone's very happy, running around, not afraid of human contact. So.
The reason Ruth is not in the picture, she's just camera shy. And we respect that, and that's that. These are the couple of shepherds that Ruth has, actually. Didn't know about. But this is how happy they are. She wants to kiss my camera, or he. And these are the 2 babies. And this is all the property that they have to be living in. Again, this is their doggy house. And all this property, as you can see, there's an open gate. And they can go freely outside into even bigger property. So, contrary to what everybody is saying, this is all the property that they have right here to do their happy things. And there's only 2 of them. This is the new construction for Jennifer Worrell/Rice new kennel for the doggies. She was not able to be here, but she let us come and film her new project that she's doing. And look how spacious and fantastically sized and built kennel she's providing for the new babies to be housed in. Now this is the indoor facility that she's working on. Should be finished probably by the end of the year. And I will also go outside and film what it's going to look like outside. Please notice how they're all single level enclosure all the way through. This is the field behind the kennel, but they will have plenty of room to exercise, run around. Of course, it's going to be gated. There's some junk outside right now from the construction, but as you can see, there's plenty of space for them to run around, and Jennifer actually exercises her dogs continuously. This is what it's going to look like outside, with plenty of runs for the animals. I guess it's all going to be, of course, then closed off to make sure that the animals are not going to be harmed by other animals. And they have significant area to run around in, and I will try to show without tripping how large the areas are. I mean, this is like 15-20 feet by about 10 feet across for each section of which door is going to be cut through here. Everything is insulated and going to be central air, central heat. It's perfect. The farm with their beautiful puppies, and they were kind enough to let us take some of them out and enjoy. We buy quite a few puppies from them over the years. They take really good care of them. This is John, this is my daughter Evelyn, this is Linda.
Type of the surface, because they say it can't be adequately cleaned. Of course, they have sunshine and there's rain, ultraviolet radiation. However, what I care about is the cushion. If you feel it, think of putting your hands on this, which they have to put their feet on it all day.
Yeah.
Versus concrete or other types of ground. Oh. They have no purpose other than to be loved. They're not hunting dogs, they're not sporting dogs, they're just little cuddle buddies, and they will love you. And when you pick them up, go, ooh, feel how they're soft, and they're supposed to be cuddly.
They are.
That's all they're supposed to. The kids relate coming in clean, but this is an unclean run. We prefer this to concrete because I like to get down on my knees with the dogs. And if you've ever been in a concrete kennel, you're going to find out you can't. Yeah, you don't know who they are. Stay away from the people. Ridiculous.
Mark, why do you breed dogs?
I breed dogs because the American Medical Association, American Psychiatric Association, they said they add not only quality but quantity to individuals' lives in a healthy pet relationship. And I have a passion. I care for and love my own dogs as pets and as part of the family. And I think other people should have the opportunity to own the dog of their choice, purpose-bred or purebred, that actually meets the lifestyle. Not everyone has space. Example, for you met my Commodores outside with my sheep and goats earlier. They're large. They need a large pasture, and not everybody can keep the sheep, goats, in the pasture in their home. Yet, a small, one of the tiny Yorkies you saw, would fit in most small homes. You may not want the coat, and I don't breed those non-coated breeds. Other breeders do. You can pick a small dog that meets the space, temporal requirements for your home, your family's lifestyle, and get all the benefits that, as I said, both the American Medical Association and Psychiatric Association said they not only add quality, which makes us happier, things we need in our lives, but it adds length to our lives.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Dogs make our life a whole lot better. How many breeds would you say you breed?
I have 10, I'm not breeding them all right now, but I have bred within the last, say, 10 years, 10 different breeds. I've bred English, a couple litters, English Bulldogs, English Toy Spaniels, which is what we're going to be breeding in the future. I've bred Yorkies, Maltese, both small breeds, which you met some here today. The Norwich Terrier, there's the 3 that I have. And I have bred the 1 litter. And French Bulldogs, I've not bred those for several years, but I have bred those in the past. And we discussed, I lost my Frenchie 2 years ago and not bred. She was 16, so you know, for emotional reasons, because I get over bonded and might want to keep one. I do not have the need to keep one for myself because I have English toys. And there's a limit, all of us. We need to recognize our limits to how many animals we can take care of.
So Mark, how long have you been breeding animals or been around animals?
Well, I've been around the animals all my life, and what we're talking about today is the kennel. You know, my family has always had a farm, so I was always with farm animals as well as pets. Now, my first dog that I got was when I was 7 years old. My grandfather is actually a coon dog, Great Aunt Fanny. And then when I was 9, I bought Christina Maria von Rhein, my first dachshund, and so that's when I started breeding dogs, interested in purpose-bred and purebred dogs. And I make a distinction there. I think a lot of people understand purpose-bred. Purpose-bred dog doesn't have to be a purebred dog. There's some people now want the qualities of a couple different breeds incorporated, but I think they should be purpose-bred, and I use that because, as I stated before you breed a dog, make sure that the dog has the qualities you want incorporated into that puppy. One of the myths that I've had a lot of people ask questions about the health, the genetics of purebred dogs or purpose-bred dogs, and there seems to be a myth out there that when you crossbreed a dog, that there is a magic fairy or something that is going to eliminate that genetic problem. Reality for everybody, just to think about it for a moment, if you have one dog, whatever breed, that has a genetic problem and another dog with another genetic problem, you cross them, the resulting cross will have not one but two genetic problems. The reason I encourage purpose-bred and purebred dogs and to have the dogs that medically screened before breeding is that you can be aware of the genetics, and if there's a problem there, breed to eliminate it. Doesn't mean you throw the baby out with the bathwater, because understanding genetics, you can breed to avoid the genetic problem, and then select from the next generation an animal that is absolutely clean of that genetic problem, rather than just the myth that if you cross two breeds, that it magically takes care of all genetic problems. It does not, and it can introduce more genetic problems into the resulting individual.
Okay, so you do selective breeding. You don't just breed like a male and a female that you have and just cross them together, right?
No, I'm fortunate that I've done this long enough. Most of the dogs in my pedigrees go back 10, 12 generations to animals that I've raised, meaning my prefix LTO will be on the maternal side of the pedigree. But we look for in purebred dogs, we look at a standard of perfection that is written out, what that dog should be like if we're perfect, understanding that no animal is perfect. None of us are perfect. Get over perfect. But that standard of perfection, if one did exist that was perfect, would be what we would want. So each generation we look within the genetics, within the breed, those traits that would come closest to being perfect, to each generation get closer. And hopefully you guys will be able to go this afternoon and maybe see one of my little dogs, LTO Prosperity, showing in Joplin, Missouri. And that is, we named him that because our wish for the whole world is prosperity for everybody. And so,
how often do you breed your females?
We breed our dogs according to the individual dog. Usually by the time they're 6 years old, we would like to have had 4 litters. I mean, some dogs may breed at 18 months, some a couple months younger, some not till 2 or 3. But if you try for a litter a year, and again, it varies with the individual dog, but that would be 4 litters in 6 years, usually starting about an average of 2 years. Now, maybe a few months one side or the other of the actual 2 years, each dog is an individual. And as you're aware, we discussed here, I'm in the state of Missouri, and we work closely with our vets. There's actually the law now that each dog has to be checked for breeding soundness.
Alright, so you don't just discard them like people say. You find them homes and you retire them after they're no longer breeding here.
No, we do not do that, as you're seeing here. There are dogs that, for one reason or another, usually we get over-attached to them. Several of the dogs, we cannot keep them all, but we do. There are a few here, as you saw, our older dogs, retired dogs, our personal pets. And again, I have probably more than other people, but I have the space here. I live out in the country. I have a large area here. They can go in and out, as well as my home. So we have 8, 9 retired dogs that are our pets. So, but most of our retired dogs do get placed in homes where they become pets. I mean, they're wonderful pets. That's temperament is our first criteria in breeding, and so since that's our criteria, our mothers have wonderful temperaments and make wonderful pets.
Now that you have seen the video, here are some pictures for you to enjoy that breeders have sent us over the years, as well as my dad and I personally taking them while we were out in the Midwest. As you can see from the pictures as well as the video, our breeders are only doing humane activities. They have good breeding practices. They do not abuse their dogs. They have plenty of space, and they breed dogs because they love it. Our breeders do not keep their dogs in any cramped or unclean condition. They are happy, socialized dogs. As you saw when I approached them, they were all happy, came up to me. They were not shy or scared, fearful. They were happy to see me, very playful. And that's how our breeders breed their dogs, to be happy and healthy animals. Thank you so much from the Mazer family at Puppy and Me for believing in us, for taking the time to watch this video, and for all the continued support. As always, please call us with any questions you may have. Also, please like our Facebook page and visit our website at www.puppyandmeonline.com. Hope you enjoy this documentary.